wanted me to test. Yeah, I guess the stab high pool thing was pretty insane. First time a lot of us have ever done anything like that. Like a real foreign experience for surfing.
I went to Waco a couple weeks before I got invited, and it was the funnest thing ever.
You surf in the ocean, next minute you're in like this weird pool in Texas, and so it's so weird.
In the summer of 2018, disruptive, irreverent international surf media Stab Magazine, with iconic Southern California brands Vans and Monster Energy, hosted the first live broadcast primetime pay-per-view surf contest in a wave pool.
It was like hanging out at the best reef in the world and then doing as, you know, it's pretty sick.
That was the most money I've ever won in a contest or anything in general.
Stab High brought the world's best aerial surfers to the first American Wave Machines wave pool in Waco, Texas, to compete in a 4-hour aerial shootout. The groundbreaking event has ushered in what will be a new age of competitive primetime surfing. This is the story of Stab High, the biggest pool party in surfing.
It's all these people just hanging on a wall. They're like here, and then you're taking off on a wave here, and they're all yelling.
That was sick. Backpacking it on with like cool concerts that kind of represent our surf culture, like I think that's the future.
Different than any other surf contest or any other event.
Here we go. Oh, he needed that too.
I'm completely blown out by this contest. Like, I just can't believe the energy of it. There's something to be said about the consistency of like just having waves every 10 seconds.
Surfing
radical.
Is changing, and we're watching it change right here.
Oh, what was that?
That was sick. I had it in my mind, you know, that wave pools would spike the progression and make it go faster, and it far exceeded my expectations.
It's the funnest contest I've ever done, hands down.
You can evolve the sport with these things, and it's super entertaining and super fun.
Will she stomp out the slop? There's the there's a make. Sierra Kerr.
Good job, Sky. Good job, everyone. That was super fun.
So how did we get here? Allow us a radically attenuated history of wave pools and surf competitions. Since the early 1960s, competitive surfing's progression and wave pool technology's advancement have followed parallel paths. Only until the mid-2000s did the commercially viable wave pools begin to pop up around the world, with waves that are large, powerful, and dynamic enough for truly high-performance surfing, and interesting enough to be viable for competition. The first truly impressive wave pools became a reality from 2010 to 2020, with wave pool startups like KS Waveco in Southern California, Wave Garden in the Spanish Basque Country, as well as the wildly steampunk Surf Lakes in Australia, all revealing full-scale models and several exciting new proprietary technologies in the early days of what's been referred to as the wave pool arms race. The first truly world-class wave in a pool was revealed by 11-time world champ Kelly Slater at his Central California surf ranch in Lemoore. In 2018, Kelly Slater hosted the WSL for the Founders Cup, the first public event at the KS Waveco compound in Lemoore, California. But the spotlight was swiftly turned 1,500 miles to Central Texas, where a young Hawaiian named Seth Moniz released a clip doing a backflip off what surfers would refer to as a perfect wedge or air ramp at the first full-scale perfect swell pool built by Solana Beach, California's American Wave Machines.
When I first saw that flip, I felt the seed. How did we not know this was happening? How did we not know this thing was being created out there? But then even those guys didn't know they were creating it. It was a mistake. And Shane was like, whoa, 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 stop, stop, stop. And they're like, no, that was a misfire. And he said, just wait. And that's, I think, the genius of it, because it wasn't something they expected to do. But the air was just like such a gigantic leap forward.
The launch of BSR, like, a lot of people have asked us if it was super planned out, well thought in advance, and like the answer is no. Like, even dropping it during Kelly's contest was not planned at all. It literally just happened to work out time-wise.
Typically, wave pools are like pedestrian perfection, easy takeoff, get in the tube, an everyday guy can get the best barrel of his life. But no one had ever really created a good air section.
The majority of proprietary wave pool technologies out there now are hoping to replicate a perfect, predictable wave that the average surfer will feel confident on. What Stab High founder Sam McIntosh calls pedestrian perfection. What made Waco unique to others was American Wave Machine's focus on truly customizable waves and a tech allowing detailed manipulation of variables to create countless variations of wave shape, size, and power.
I'm Willie McFarland. I am a business development manager at American Wave Machines. We are the company building perfect swell pools around the world, just like the one found in Waco, Texas. Perfect swell works by creating pieces of swell, arranging those pieces in various ways to create waves. So that's where you get all the different type of waves that we have. It's all kind of moving these pieces around, sort of like a song almost, mixing them, moving them, changing the timing up, and that's what gives you the surf at a perfect swell pool.
I feel like it was like a dream, like haze. It's just, I don't know. You still can't wrap my head around it. It's the funnest thing I've ever done, maybe.
Gets kind of steep and all of a sudden this section like comes off the wall magically and you just do a couple pumps and it just launches you perfectly, like best air section. I don't know, it's pretty special to like be able to do something you've never done and then feel it out and then fix what you did wrong and then get the exact same section to do it again. You could just come here and have like something in mind and figure it out. I don't know, maybe something I learned here can translate to the ocean and we'll be able to do something cool there too.
And like you can actually practice new tricks, which is awesome. Like I never thought you'd be able to do that in the pool. Do stuff you can't do or I haven't done in the ocean yet.
But I like how they're just like on the spot, just changing it. Boom, 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 and then we can like kind of come in, we're changing boards and kind of telling them like what we want. Like I can't believe it's just that quick on the spot.
You come to Waco and you just get the same thing over and over again.
To get an opportunity to do that in the ocean is like one in a million.
My God.
But then after this, it's like you can actually use your imagination and get as weird as the wave is, you know, and not be afraid, oh, I fell, oh, but I think I could do this.
Because you're going to get another try.
Because you're going to get another try, yeah.
Oh, you fell down, you hung up? All right, well, go try it again. You know, put more weight on your back or on your front, you know, commit more. You can't do that in the ocean. So the progression is insane. The timeline from Stab showing up at the back gate to then bringing in a crew and Sam McIntosh coming as part of that crew to Stab High, I think the lead up for all of that altogether was like 3 months. And that's like a broadcast on like a major television network, you know, the whole deal. Never been done before in a pool.
That's what made this pool so unique, because all the best surfers flocked to it, and then it was validated by the best in the world, and then it started a frenzy.
This event was the first of its kind. How was your experience surfing here?
It was so much fun. It was different than any other surf contest or any other event. I think there should be way more of these.
Contests have always been a part of our vision ever since we started. The big surprise was that Stab didn't take any convincing. Normally we had to explain to people a lot what's possible in the pool. They saw the potential right away, jumped on the opportunity.
The whole thing was surreal, because I went to Shane, I said, hey, do you think the owner would let us run an event? He's like, I don't know, dude, let's try. And we're sort of working out how we can do it. We only did it in 3 months, so from the day we were there to 3 months later, we're running the event.
At the very end of the trip, Sam's like, so I want to throw an air event. And, you know, he's like all soft-spoken, and I'm kind of like, all right, this sounds cool. It sounds like you're kind of thinking about it, but then the next thing I know, he's just calling us up. All right, so we need this, so we need this, so we need this. We got clearance from the owner, and we just started charging. And in, you know, the better part of 3 months, that was thrown together, and it was awesome.
And I've got Shane McNewson, and he's going to be competing in the acid drop. And Shane with the first attempt. Oh, sending it.
Oh my God.
What was our vision for Stab High? We just wanted to make a fun event that felt like surfing. Same way when you go down to the beach, it's a fun vibe. You don't need coaches, you don't need trainers, you don't need exercise balls. Paddle out, have fun, come in, hang out with your friends, there's live music playing. That feels more like the surfing we grew up on.
For me, the progressive approach, the big airs, the doing it under the lights at night.
We showed up, we got all the surfers there, we had the event, we had the format. Lots of guys weren't catching the wave. I'm like, oh, this is just a disaster. And then as the day went on, the nerves wore off. Well, they started landing more airs, and then we knew the contest was going to be good.
I think the biggest surprise was how focused on progression the contest would be.
It shows the best air surfers by far. As much as I'm such an advocate for surfing in the ocean, but the pool is like this psycho ramp that you get every time. A right and a left, the best hair dudes are gonna win.
Corked out flips, 540 attempts, shove-its, varials, you know. So many things going down that you'd seen them attempted in the ocean, but it was only when they got that perfect section for that. And now that these guys had try after try after try, they were making them.
A mutant heavy wave, like an ugly section, is nothing for the everyday surfer. You don't even want to look at it, you don't want to know about it. At best, you might do a floater on it. But that's where the upward spiral of progression leads. And so that's what made this pool so unique, because all the best surfers flocked to it, and then it was validated by the best in the world, and then it started a frenzy. That part was actually quite cool that they rose to the occasion. Aton one is an interesting one because I'd never heard of him, and a few people saying, hey, you got to get this Aton kid.
What did winning the big air do for my career? It helped me kind of with everything. I mean, it kind of made my name a little bit more well-known. Sponsor stuff, boards, yeah, helped everything.
Amongst an established roster of the world's premier progressive surfers, Stab picked Ventura, California's Aton Osborne out of relative obscurity. The 18-year-old's performance in the pool would earn him the respect of his idols and surf fans the world over, as well as $20,000 for the highest air.
Best contest I've ever done it, and it was like with my favorite surfers. I kind of had no idea what to expect when I got the invite. I was kind of tripping when I heard the names and what they were gonna do, and
Yeah, he might do all right. And we showed up, and there was this kid who just pretty much fit everything the event was about. And then he ripped, he just went super hard. He knew he wanted to win the highest air, and this was his event.
I didn't know much of him before that, and then saw him in the pool the first day and was like, holy, this guy's gnarly.
I don't think a lot of people knew who I was going into there, just because I've never really done anything that stood out before that.
Where did he come from? It was sick. It was psycho. It was huge punts, like real big, solid punts. The things he did that I remembered were like really solid.
To get the highest air from those guys, I was, over the moon. That was one of the best nights of my life.
So, Noah's got to be frothing though. It's got to mean a lot to him to beat all his peers.
I won $20,000 for doing one air, and that was like the highlight. I think it got my name on the map, surfing was.
Well, you just don't get that repetition. The ocean is like, how rarely do you get an air section? And so these guys are going to get, over the course of 2 days, they're going to hit 70 air sections.
For the last decade, Australian Noah Dean has remained one of the most high-profile free surfers, traveling the world surfing in front of a camera, making groundbreaking films. Like most of the Stab High invitees, Noah was not traditionally one for competition, and there was much speculation whether guys like Noah, who get to spend months filming for their movies, could handle the primetime pressure.
It was a hard time for Noah. He just lost his father. It was sort of the first he'd been out and about. When you're a free surfer, you never really get that chance to take the podium for a video part. For us to have him win the first event, it kind of validated the event as much as it validated Noah.
This is epic. 25 grand, first event. What do you feel about being here in Waco right now?
I don't even know what to say. It's like the most perfect ramp I've ever surfed, so to have a comp in it just seems right,
Wow.
And then it'll be good to see the future of everything.
Whoa, Harry, with the backside Superman.
We get there, we all get a day to warm up.
It's awesome. There's a contest? I didn't know.
I'm freaking out, dude. The craziest been going down all day. It's been incredible. What's going on? Who impressed you today? Everyone. I would say last year for the preheats or whatever, the warm-ups, and this year's like tenfold nuts. Everyone. I can't believe that flip kept pulled.
If the goal of Stab High was to push progression in a competitive environment, the warm-ups and early rounds of Stab High 2019 were a proof of concept. surfers now more familiar with the wave pool tech, they began to stomp new and innovative maneuvers and attempt skate-inspired tricks previously considered impossible in the water.
Ian Crane, it was rad. Like, it was just, for me in the tower, just watching these guys punt on that section we created was just like, dude, I was freaking out.
If there were ever the poster boy for Stab High, it's Chippa Wilson. With an unrivaled combination of technical mastery and polished style, if Chippa could turn it on in the pool, he would be pretty hard to beat.
He's going so much faster than everyone. He's got like every spin and then every little technical variation you could imagine.
I think Chippa is so ahead of his time that it takes a little while for most of us to sort of realize how good he is and what he's doing. But I think the best surfers in the world understand how hard it is and understand how extraordinarily good he is.
For me, Chippa was going to be my favourite the whole time for the wave pool, and yeah, he just went ballistic.
That's all I want to do is put on a good performance. The comp went on and everyone was all hyped and nervous, I guess. So was I. And then, I don't know, it just felt good.
Any ramp, any wind, backside, frontside, whatever. Chippa is one of those dudes that can just adapt to any single situation in the world.
Ask the world's best surfers, they'll agree. Chippa Wilson is the most tuned-in technical aerialist in the world.
Chippa is just super consistent. More than any other guy, his make ratio is just off the charts.
Chippa's dropped some of the highest scores in Stab High. He's made the final both years, and he took out the win under threatening skies in 2019. But the final wasn't a walkthrough. See, at Stab High, you get to keep one left and one right score from 4 rides in each direction. Here's Chippa's first right in the final.
All right, Chippa Wilson.
Oh, he's got one more chance.
It doesn't seem like he's competitive. He's ultra competitive, and to see him win like that was such a, I don't know, it was such a cool feeling.
Yeah, I really want to win. I really want to win. If you said I can get a 95, then I'm trying it every wave. Yeah, 90. Same prizes, winner takes all.
He just, you know, went out there, did what he was good at, landed him, and sealed the deal.
That was psycho.
So as it stands right now, Chippa Wilson will go home with this Stab High victory.
Chippa wins, that's not a bad problem. Everyone knows he was the best surfer today.
After the success of the first Stab High, some of surfing's youngest females began to visit Waco and drop clips of their early aerial development. It seemed only right that there should be a platform at Stab High for young women's progression. And not surprisingly, the Vans Ladybirds All-Girl Invitational was one of the true highlights of the year, with Sierra Kerr taking the first win.
They're like hugging, and it was just a cool moment. There's these little girls. They were all playing together, and then they all went out and surfed together. I had to sit back, I put a t-shirt over my head, and I just had tears running down my eyes. Like, what is going on? It was just a really extraordinary moment.
That was epic. Good job, Sky. Good job, everyone. That was super fun.
I had such a good time. It was super fun just getting seeing these girls rip it up. It's so cool.
You couldn't keep them away. And that was just proof of concept right there. Proof that if you build it, they will come. That was the first baseball diamond we had, you know? That was our first motocross stadium. The progression is insane. You can evolve the sport with these things. And it's super entertaining and super fun.
So what does the future look like? Today there are dozens and dozens of wave pools in various stages of development around the world. With their international proliferation and growing popularity, Stab High will follow, bringing the world's most exciting surfing to cities and live broadcasts into living rooms around the world.
We love the pools, we love the controlled environment, we love the party atmosphere, but we will absolutely be back in the ocean in the biggest, ugliest ramps you've ever seen.
We had goals to be the host of the Olympics for surfing. They're going to do it in the ocean. We are building a pool in Japan, and hopefully we'll do a stab high in Japan prior to the Olympics.
Yeah, I want to see more stab high kind of stuff. To me, it's like the big air, the X Games, the spectator pleasing, just the rad lifestyle, just really cool events that are just crowd pleasers. Now we just got to populate more around the world and run them in the right way and utilize them as like what you can do with that controlled environment now.
I know there's more power in the wave, and I want to make that section more evil. And so I want to sandbag the whole beach, pump out the bigger waves, let them come more infrequently, really jack it up. Let's see what we can do.
What a lot of people don't know about Perfect Swell technology is that it's 100% scalable. So we will in the future see bigger pools. You could conceivably have 3 airs on one wave and have that be the score for the contest.
It's booming, it's huge. People want to do these things. It takes a lot, but at the end of the day, it's worth it.
Which is the magic part of this thing. You do want it to go back to where it was born and where it's supposed to live. It's nice to have these events on the side and they're fun and it's a party atmosphere, but you don't want that to usurp what's happening in the ocean. You can engineer things you know are going to work. You can engineer an event, you know that you're going to get waves. You don't have to worry about tide, you don't have to worry about swell, but you can't engineer the performance. It is a bold experiment. You don't know what's going to happen, and they just rose to the occasion, and they were just, it was like almost too much to watch. I was just like lit up with goosebumps the whole time. It was, yeah, it was cool. It was really cool.